Hello. Oh, yeah. And now it's good. Are we good? No. Mayor, we're good.
Good evening. My name is Mayor Mike Wickers. Today is Tuesday, September 5th, 2023, and this is the Cottonwood Heights City Council Business Meeting. Thank you for attending. I've asked our IT Director, Matt Irvin, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Does anyone else ever get nervous they're going to forget the word?
Thank you, Matt. You did great. We appreciate that. Yeah.
Not those of us who grew up in America.
Oh, that's funny.
So we are going to move on to our citizen comment period. I'm not going to go through what I usually do because we have two people that know the rule. So I'm going to have Audrey Pines come up first. Come on, Audrey.
Am I all right? Hi, you guys.
Yes, hi.
I want to thank you guys for allowing everybody to have a voice here. And I also want to hurry and thank the staff, the mayor, everybody, Ellen, for helping us with the Ivory Homes and up on our property. So thank you. I know we're kind of a nervous wreck. So I want to mention the roundabout up on 35th and Bengal Boulevard. Obviously, I live up there. I'm confused about how this got on the top of the list. I don't know of anybody that wants a roundabout on 35th and Bengal. Roundabouts, I think, are great in certain areas, but in that area where we're trying to, a lot of autistic people are there. I came and talked to the autistic people at the autistic and police. They said we really need the traffic to stop. A lot of elderly people, senior people walk with their dogs going to Ferguson. A lot of kids, it's just a really we're trying to make it even more because of the shopping center and the cool little coffee shop that's over there. So I'd like more conversation before that gets on top of the list. I think roundabouts are great in certain areas, but where like 9th and 9th, Holiday Center, they don't have roundabouts. They just stop the traffic. And I think at certain times, stopping the traffic, just stopping it is the way to go. The other thing is Alpha Copy has a crosswalk right in front of it. My councilperson, thank you, sent out a notice saying we need a crosswalk in front of Alpha Copy. There is one there with the sidewalk that leads right to Alpha Copy along the street. Maybe you want to put flags or a light, but it's a crosswalk leading to the parking lot and to Alpha. The other thing is, there's so many things I want to talk about, but I'm gonna make this really quick. I live next door to two courts. One court, they have proper lighting. They're so cool about stopping at certain times. The other side, we have a basketball court. I love the kids that live there. They turn their spotlights on us during COVID. I thought there was a nuclear explosion. And if they don't turn the lights away, it completely destroys our enjoyment of our yard. So I appreciate everybody saying that we can't tell people what to do with their properties, but certain things like noise and light, it infiltrates around the neighborhood and other people. So the other thing is we're expected to go, luckily my neighbors and I are friends, so I could go over to them and say, you're killing me with what is with the lights? And they are the kind of people, they have a lot of kids, which is so great. They want it to be like sun daylight for their kids at night. And I'm like, but you guys, the property line is here. And we can't even see, we're being blinded by your light. So we did work some things out, but I mean, Mike was right. There has to be the side light on, so it doesn't go across the property line. So you have to think of both sides, not just telling them what they can do, but the rest of us trying to have well-being and enjoy our property. And that also creeps over into the short-term rental. 5 seconds. That also can creep over into the wellness of the people that are trying to live around people coming and going and coming and going. So that's it for me tonight. Thank you guys so much again.
Thank you, Audrey. That was great. Suzanne Highland.
Thank you. I'm Suzanne Highland, District 2, and I want to echo a little bit about what Audrey said. I appreciate the discussion. I heard it, the work session about the pickleball courts, and I appreciate what you're trying to consider. I do want to make a couple of comments about that, and I'm a little bit disappointed that there wasn't a moratorium because the moratorium didn't have to be 6 months. As Scott mentioned, it could have been shorter, because what that did is there's a couple of other people who are talking about pickleball courts in our neighborhood, and they are now incentivized to hurry and put those in. And unless you've lived a couple of houses away from these pickleball courts, I don't think you understand how different that sound is from a child playing with the Tonka toy on a sports court. That is ambient background noise, and I welcome that. I welcome the noise of a pickup basketball game on a Sunday afternoon. That is awesome neighborly noise. But the pickleball courts exceed that, and in Mike's presentation, he made that very clear. One of the things I'd really like the council to consider and the staff is to please do not make us as neighbors the bad guys in our neighborhood. And Audrey said she's got a great relationship with some of her neighbors. And we did in our neighborhood until this came up, because this one neighbor is digging in their heels. That is their right to have noise, have light, have rentals, have lessons. And I disagree with that. And so we need the city to protect us and help us keep the peace in our among neighbors by making the city kind of the bad guys in this situation, where you say what's acceptable. And then we're not in the position of having to go and have those very tenuous, difficult conversations with our neighbors, which I'm willing to do, but that doesn't mean that they're going to even listen to what we have to say. What's happened right now is that the neighbor has pushed us all away and said, we will have no more conversations. If you have anything to say to me, it will be by email. And that's created a problem for us. So please, as you consider this, think about those kinds of things, keeping the peace in our neighborhood. I hate to just single out pickleball. Maybe it is any sports that exceed these noise ordinances that we say pickleball and currently exceeds the noise ordinance. So I don't have to be out there with my decibel meter going, this exceeds the noise. The other thing to really consider with the parameters is that if you have 6 homes around you and you put this pickleball court right near that's, 60 feet away from a hard surface, a home, that creates an echo chamber. And that's a very different set of problems than it is if you put it at the very back and you back to the creek and nobody's going to hear your noise. So please also consider those things as you think about these ordinances. And thank you for taking this up and making it a priority.
Thanks, Suzanne. Appreciate that. Okay, anything online, Tim? I don't see anything. Okay, so I'll close the citizen comment period and we'll move on to our legislative action items for this evening. We only have 2, so we'll start with I shouldn't say that, we have 3. So the way we've decided to handle item 4.1 is which is consideration of ordinance 402 establishing temporary land use regulations for non-vegetative outdoor playing areas and commencing proceedings to amend ordinances. So I am going to entertain a motion on this, and if I get a motion, we'll move on to a vote. If I don't get a motion, we'll in effect table the action item. So at this point, I will entertain a motion to approve or consideration of ordinance 402.
I would echo what Suzanne said. One of the concerns and one of the reasons I had brought this up and brought this forward was that if we're going to take it under review, if we get it done quickly, that's fine, but can be that incentive for someone who is not sure to accelerate their process. And the pending ordinance statute allows us to take time to breathe. And so I'm still in favor of approving ordinance 402.
I will second that motion.
So we do have a motion to approve ordinance 402 by Councilmember Bracken and a second by Councilmember Burrell. Any final questions, comments? Hearing none, I'll move to the vote. Do we have Councilmember Holton online?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I'm here.
Councilmember Holton,
No.
Councilmember Bracken,
Yes.
Councilmember Newell,
Yes.
Councilmember Burrell,
Yes,
and I will vote no. The measure passes 3 votes to 2. Okay, next 4.2, we have consideration of resolution 2023-46, approving a consulting agreement with Bowen Collins and Associates, Inc. for stormwater design services. We had the opportunity to discuss this matter before in our work session. Any other final questions, comments from the council?
I hope that this is just the design right now.
That's correct. It's,
Hopefully we can get a good design that'll, solve that out there and steep hill.
At this point, I'll accept or entertain a motion to approve resolution 2023-46.
I'll make that motion to approve resolution 2023-46. I'll second.
A motion to approve from Councilmember Newell and a second from Councilmember Holton. Final questions, comments? I'll now call for the vote. Councilmember Bracken,
Yes.
Councilmember Newell,
Yes.
Councilmember Burrell.
Yes.
Councilmember Holton,
Yes.
and I will vote yes. Okay, our last item for this evening is consideration of resolution 2023-47, approving entry into an interlocal agreement with various jurisdictions for grants under HUD programs. We also had the opportunity to discuss this in our work session. Any other questions or comments from the council? Hearing none, I'll now entertain a motion to approve resolution 2023-47.
Move that we approve.
I'll second.
Motion to approve from Councilmember Bracken and a second from Councilmember Newell. Final questions, comments? Okay, I'll call for the vote. Councilmember Newell,
Yes.
Councilmember Burrell.
Yes.
Councilmember Holton,
Yes.
Councilmember Bracken,
Yes.
and I will vote yes. Okay, the last item on our agenda is 5.0, our consent calendar. Could I get a motion to approve the consent calendar, which consists of the minutes from our city council work session, CDR meeting, and city council business meeting of August 15th, 2023.
Move that we approve and note that I had just a couple of verbiage changes in there that, apparently come through on the recording as clear as I want. So that doesn't make any sense. So, but I appreciate all of making those changes. I'll move that we approve the consent calendar.
I'll second that.
Thank you. A motion to approve and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I like spending time with y'all. So
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
I